Speaking of sharing, when we're teaching the adult, I always find that that adult is a relationship experience, isn't it? I could ask a rhetorical question, say, how many of you here teach adults? But we're going to all raise our hand, right? So for under rhetorical questions, how about if we give you a very rhetorical question? How many of you are adults? And that's a lot. How many of you are teachers? Okay, now for teachers and adults, what could be more natural than teaching adults? And I think this is actually rather profound and important in that we're teaching peer-to-peer. We may have the expertise in music, but our student has their expertise. Maybe an owner of a business, a CEO, maybe a doctor, but whatever they're doing, they have a zone of expertise that's equally valid. So we're talking person to person on a peer basis. So much like when we say, let's share this cup of coffee, teaching an adult is like sitting down in a conversation with a cup of coffee. If we think of it that way, we become much more effective than if we think, I'm the teacher, and this is the student, and I need to explain. So when explaining on the shelf, instead bringing it in as conversation. I think the proof of that also is in our relationships with adult students. Have you found friendships form? I'm always amazed at how what good friends we meet, a diverse set of people. And that's coming probably less due to the music, but more from the relationship that's formed through the conversation. So teaching an adult is all about the process. It's not the product that we want to make a virtuoso, but it's the process of making music, exploring music, writing here and now together. And part of that experience is the learning, and that experience is talking about sharing with that learning. What's the difference between accelerated piano adventures and adult piano adventures? Think of the objective. What's the goal for the adult? Well, we go back. Our teenager, they've got 10 years ahead of them, right? To be able to put in the time, put in the effort, get their proverbial 10 years and 10,000 hours. The adult, well, it gets a little more problematic. It's not for future success and future competency, it's for the here and now. To finally become involved in music making, which they may have felt like they left out or were left out of in earlier years. So this idea of process and product, the product we're after is indeed the process of making music, which I alluded to earlier. So that conversational orientation, and importantly, getting right into playing pieces while they're learning to play, that playing of the pieces is so important. So the supplements then here become enormously successful. You got the classics book, a little Puccini, and the process of music making is so important. We want to be focusing not on virtuosity, but what can the student do and have as a goal with that playing. It's not speed, as Elizabeth said, but what we're looking for then is the aesthetics, the expressivity. So lots of musicality. Student then may not be able to have fast fingers, but they can play with beauty.